Hey everyone, Steven here, and I'm going to be doing a haircut on relatively, somewhat, I'd say, normal to medium density, nothing too crazy as far as thickness goes. But this haircut, what is interesting is that it's going to create a lot of volume, and I'm working in panels here. I always like to start in the back center, and work my way either to the left or either to the right. But really what I'm doing is I'm following the head shape, and as you can see in through here, I'm just creating the outline, the perimeter, blending everything into that, making sure it's all balanced. That's one of the key points in any haircut, is making sure that it's balanced, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm really just cross-checking to make sure that everything is even. Again, we're going for even Steven here. So I want to make sure that everything is even. If you hold the hair out horizontally, or if you hold the hair out in a different way than you cut it, a lot of things may jump out at you, and you may realize, like, oh wow, I'm kind of uneven. So now what I'm doing is I'm connecting. This is probably the most important part, but how do you connect the back into the top? And this is how I do it. I always do it vertically, because if you hold the hair straight up horizontally, you're going to create a line if you're blending. So we've got that done, right? And I'm only going so far, right? I'm not going into the corners. I'm really just technically going into this area here. I'm not bringing it down to the sides, but this is going to create a perfect connection. That's what this is all about, is connecting the back to the top. So now we're connected, right? We can move forward. So now, as you can see, I'm cutting everything horizontally because we've already blended and connected. So now we can just move forward, leave the past behind, and I'm just cutting everything horizontally, pulling it straight up. And as you notice, I'm working just in this one area in through here in this center. I'm not going to the corners or the sides. I'm over directing back slightly just to have a little bit of extra length in the front, a little extra protection. Now the top is done. I always say it's the top, the corners, and the sides. There's the corner. That's what I'm getting rid of, because in my opinion, I like to round everything out or follow the head shape. That creates the most volume. That grows out the nicest. It's easiest to work with, and I think it's my preference. So now we're going into the actual side. So as you can see, we did the top corners and now the side, which if you keep this pattern, it really helps keep everything a lot more organized, right? So yeah, I'm not doing 18, 19 crazy sections, super fine. I'm just getting through this, working my way through it, banging it out, and now I'm just doing some scissor over comb to just take off a little bit of that bulk and a little bit of that extra length, a little point cutting to soften up around the edges, around the ears. And now I'm doing the other side. Notice that I just turned the mannequin head. I'm not putting my arms or my body in a real awkward position, which a lot of people do. So now I'm just really, again, following the pattern. Top, corner, and now the sides. And yeah, here I am throwing the arm up a little bit, but I realized, okay, that's getting a little painful. We'll have to stop. Here we go, scissor over comb. Now I'm blow drying it. You can use, 25 spray, tidal wave for some volume. And I think that you could see we didn't go super short. So if you're somebody who wants to have some hair volume, some hair texture, this is a great style to do that. Now you can apply anything like my Success Paste, Sea Salt Paste, Power Cream. It really depends on you, what kind of hold you want. The matte pomade. But here, again, this is a look that I think a lot of people want. It's a great modern style, and I think you are going to love it. So I started off in the back, held everything straight out to cut it to where it's about, I'd say, 1.5 inches in length all throughout the back. Then I connected this part into this part, cutting this way. And once I got to about right here, I then held everything straight up, cutting it to where it's about, I'd say, 2.5 to 3 inches on top, right in through here. Went down the middle in this panel right in through here. Left the front a little bit longer to where it's about, I'd say, 4 inches or so right into the front. Then I tapered this down a little bit to where it's about 1 inch, and then blended up into about 2.5 to 3 inches right into here, also on this side. And then I used a light cream, a styling cream, to work it in and create kind of a side part. And before that, obviously, you saw me blow dry it, and I used my fingers to get volume, and I lifted from the root to get that volume into here. Then I put the cream in, and this is the finished result.